Okay, so I think you already highlighted this, but I just want to see the Snoopy Baby Zack Man like face off in the mid. Because Snoopy Baby is like, I historically have not been like, okay, Snoopy Baby is like their stable mid laner. I need to find a good way to say this. Snoopy Baby is like their stable mid laner, but I don't feel like he's like when they win, right? It always feels like, I think we said this before, it's really go fake and bamboozle, just kind of popping off and dictating the pace of the game. Those are like the front runners of Team Analog, right? I just want to see a Snoopy Baby pop off game.
You don't think his other performance was a good one? The one against Coalition?
I
think that
thought
one, he kind of popped up in that one too.
wait, the Coalition one. I didn't watch the Coalition one though. I was like half watching it.
Oh, you're half watching? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he can prove you wrong this time. It's fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
Did they really have the one game, or am I just stupid? I'm just stupid.
Yeah, they didn't put it in the series. I mean, apparently it's a bit hard to configure it into a series. I'm not really sure how any of these things are done. So
I think it's because it's best of two. You can't put it in a series in the lobby settings, which sucks. But I don't know. I think most of the time they do it in tourneys. It's like they do a best of three and then like abandon the last game.
Right.
And let it time out.
Right.
So I am in. So.
Okay, so let's swap over real quick. Let's go to the game. Let me just put this here. Are you ready? There we go. Okay, transition. There we go. We're into the game. I'm gonna play. Hey yo! Hey yo! What's up, Benji?
Oh my god, Benji's here. It's 8 a.m. What a nice surprise.
Bro,
look, Benji, this is what you get to wake up to. A nice little cast.
I fucking love, dude, Benji here makes it all worth it. Smile.
Hey, yo.
I have an exam. Oh shit.
No. Yo, that's freaky.
I tried to tempt him yesterday. I was like, hey, you want to play PUBG? He was like, I literally cannot. I'm like, sorry. Okay.
Just why I'm up at 8 a.m. Fair enough.
Good luck, Benj. Take care.
Yeah, good luck, Benji.
Are you gonna... Is there an online exam or do you need to go like exam hall or some shit? Okay, yeah, but anyways, we should get on to the class, right? Let's get on to the class soon. Okay, online. So, yeah, okay, so he can hang out with us here while he's taking his exam. Smile. Okay. I'm gonna play. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, G. So here, of course, we missed this game when it was live, but this is obviously a recast of the previous game. It's gonna be Team Drip versus Team Analog in the Contenders division. These are both teams that we've seen before. In fact, it kind of feels like a start and the end because I feel like Team Drip is literally the first team that I ever cast. Ever. And then
really?
in my literally in casting Dota, Team Drip is the first team I've ever casted. It was Team Drip versus Swaghound, the first ever game that I casted. So a bit of a fond place in my heart, but I haven't. So here's the thing, right? I haven't seen them subsequently, so I feel kind of bad about it. But Analog is a team I'm much more familiar with, of course. After being more involved in the anchors and just getting to know everybody, like that is. I'm just I know the Analog fellas. They show up a lot of the time. So first off the bat, let's take a look at the bans here. Earthshaker and Tinker banned out from the side of Team Drip. And for Analog, they banned out Tiny, which is a Zack Man special, so I'm not too surprised there.
I'm very interested to see the Shaker ban. I don't think it's been like first ban material in like pro play for a while, right? And I don't know anyone on Analog that plays Shaker.
Maybe it's a lanky thing, but I feel like even on Bamboozler, right, who is their usual position 4, they usually go for like a Hoodwink or like a Snapfire, something of the like. Earthshaker it's a weird one, right? Because it has been such a strong hero in many points in history, and they pick the Witch Doctor, which could be telling to the Earthshaker ban because the one thing you hate as Witch Doctor is that long range stun, just free cancel on the death ward every single time, right? So Witch Doctor is a comfort pick of Logano. That one I know for sure. And I think the previous time that we casted Team Drip, A2K was here with us, and he mentioned that this is the Texas Tech University lineup. So they're like, they've been playing since they were all in school together, and yeah, now they're still playing and busting ass. So really nice to see what they're up to. Of course,
It's like how Dota like tends to keep so many friends together over the years, right? Like long game, like long history.
Hawani,
And,
hello.
like, oh my god, Hawaii's here. So they
Yeah.
opened with Lion Hoodwink again on analog, which I believe we've seen before as well.
Yeah, Lion Hoodwink just relatively solid all around. It leaves the question of somewhat of a front runner in their team, like someone to give the vision. Because Lion, as much as he can blink Hex in, he's not really someone who wants to be in the, like, taking the brunt of the initiation or counter initiation from the enemy team. So that usually is kind of filled up by whatever Goldfake or Snoopy's hero is, right? Or Batman if he's going for this Bristleback as well. Yeah, that can really shore up the front lines.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like every single time we've watched it, it feels like he's always been able to run in first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tank all these spells, just like I don't know how he does. He just somehow lives through so much of it as well. It's kind of insane. Mirana pick.
A Mirana pick. I don't mind this. Hey, what's up, Meows? Nice to see you here.
Hey, we got some familiar faces.
Not lurking in fucking girl stream? Question mark? This guy's a serial simp. So I'm surprised he's here watching. Surprised that he's here watching Dota when he usually is just like fiending over some like female streamers. Some shit.
Hey, maybe he's just switched sides and he's simping over you now.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a good alternative. Shadow Fiend ban for Snoopy.
Pretty interesting. Would you say Snoopy SF is spooky?
I've seen it run over games before in this season.
For me,
they've picked it for him before, and
like,
he's kind of been a solo carry. So
I don't know. I never see someone pick SF and I go like, oh no, because I feel like SF is just so killable at every point in the game. Like, there's never a point in time where I'm like, we can't do anything versus this SF.
That's true. There's also like the prevalence of the right click build. I think changes that a little bit. Normally, when you're Magic SF, you're like, you find the Blink Yules pick, and then you're like a sitting duck. But when you have Satanic and like massive crits, I think it's a lot harder to kill you, right?
For sure.
That probably plays a bit into it. PL ban for Batman and stuff.
But they do have a lot of control on the side of analog, right? I feel like, yeah, I don't know how you're gonna. It's kind of hard to pick a melee safe lane into analog right now, I think. Unless you go for the typical, life stealers, juts, or some stuff like that, just to negate that.
Ursa's been banned out. Status res against the CC, normally good.
Yeah, Ursa Witch Doctor also a terrifying way, right? I think the thing about
we
Witch
played it
Doctor...
before and like it was really strong. You kind of just like get stunned into slow and melodic on top with the Fury Slash. It's like there's so much damage in such a little time.
Yeah, I mean the Witch
like,
Doctor pick,
kind of squishy.
The Witch Doctor pick is always just an investment into the lane, right? Like he's such a strong laner that like once you have your melodic up to level 2, the opponent off laner, a lot of these usual tanky boys that want to stay around and out sustain you, they actually can't stand in the lane, especially if your position 1 has any sort of like kill threat, right? Like a PA or Ursa, which is why we see those banned out. Ember Spirit
ban.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because normally you don't really like picking Spirit heroes into Lion, right? With the insta hex.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't ban out. Okay, maybe since you're a drafter yourself, you can tell me a bit about like the I don't know the second phase banning like thought process, because if I'm Team Dread and I'm going to second phase, I am banning the Go Fake Mars, I'm banning Go Fake Slada. Like that is definitely what they're gonna be picking in the upcoming like round, right? And it's been such a pivotal hero for them time and time again. They pick Underlord, which I don't know whether I agree with, because Mars versus Underlord is always such a weird like situation. Underlord just makes life quite difficult for Mars, because as a Mars you want to run around and you want to like be in the center of the fight unperturbed, but Underlord just denies so much of that space.
Yeah, Underlord's really good at like controlling areas, but at the same time he's really immobile, right? So if they have enough damage on the side of Analog, like you can't escape Arena as the Underlord. You're kind of just gonna sit there and just die. So
yeah,
a little bit scary. It's also like, I guess it's tanky enough to survive the Lion Hoodwink burst, right? I guess that's kind of what they were aiming for. And as for like so you asked about the second phase base. Before we talk about this thing, most of the time, you tend to like target ban your first bans and then protect kind of like what your game plan is with your second phase and third phase bans. Like your second phase kind of like determines what your game plan is, and then your third phase pick is like what counters this whole draft, or like what's stable enough to not get countered by the last pick and your first pick.
Okay, but I mean, draft theory
sure.
aside, it's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward now. Since you mentioned the third and fourth is where your game plan comes to fruition, I think we're seeing the game plan from Team Drip very clear now. They're going for a bit of a tempo, not really a tempo, but sort of a group up and just fight you strategy. And of course, who else better to just kind of stand in the front and tank all that damage other than Bristleback? Another specialty of Analog over here, and I mean, not a very clear game plan from Analog here, but this is what they always do, right? This is the Analog bread and butter. They like to draft their Hoodwink mask. They want to dominate from the get-go. They'll let Go Fake dictate the tempo of the game. Whole while Bristleback is farming up to be that unkillable core, and then from there they just go, right?
Yeah. Drip bans the Faceless Void. I kind of talked about this in the Coalition game, right? Analog versus Coalition, where they've picked this Bristleback for Batman, and I feel like it's a little bit weird that they're still banning position ones. I guess they just kind of assumed this Bristle's a mid hero, right? Or like could be flexed that way, but we've never seen Sneaky play it. And I know it's kind of just like repeated the whole draft again.
Yeah, I feel like this is very cookie cutter Analog, right? Like this is literally the Analog draft right here. Like there isn't
They've literally repeated.
This is like everybody on comfort pick, so like I'm not very surprised. As for Team Drip though, like I think they're really lacking sort of like a tempo creator or someone who can start off these fights, because Underlord, yes, you can set up for an arrow. Same thing for like you can sort of set up with an arrow with a paralyzing cast catch or like a loosen beam, but it's not really reliable. You kind of want somebody to make action happen in the early stages, because Underlord, he's a very, very static hero. He doesn't want to be running around, running into jungles and stuff. He wants to be holding lanes or pressuring lanes or just getting his farm up, right? So yeah, I feel like someone like a Spirit would do very well. But at the same time, like Spirit versus Lion Hoodwink is sort of scary, but I guess you don't really have to worry about the Mars and Bristleback because I guess the initiation is so telegraphed, right? I mean, all the Mars and Bristleback, at least their skills are quite telegraphed. Hoodwink as well. It's really just the Lion that you need to be scared of, and
yeah, the Lion insta hex is like always a threat when you're picking the Spirit mid. I was kind of interested to see the DK ban. Tonka ban, I guess, kind of makes sense because it's like you don't really feel good casting Aura spells onto him. Like he gets BKB and can kind of just sit in front and tank all this damage along with the Underlord.
Yeah.
I was kind of like thinking DK might have been good for Drip because it gives you that instant stun initiation after the Blink Dagger. It's tanky enough that you don't really care about too many of the spells being cast onto you in these fights. Like maybe you get broken by Hoodwink, but I still feel like it would have been a good way to get these fights started, and especially with the tower pressure.
I don't think it's that good because I feel like Luna already gives an adequate amount of tower pressure, and at the same time, like if you pick DK, you're facing up Melodic and percentage health damage in the Underlord. Yes, sure, you can get tanky, but like DK basically opens
DK
up...
for Team Drip. Witch Doctor Underlord is on Drip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, as in they banned out the DK, so DK could have been like, or they're banning it out for Analog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I thought they would have wanted to pick DK themselves.
Oh yeah. The DK for them would have been pretty decent.
Yeah. Okay. Because I do agree. I think like DK into all that percentage damage plus the arrow as well, right? There's so many ways to set up that arrow that you're kind of just sitting under the fire zone for ages.
I think the Kanka ban is so smart though. Like the Kanka ban really ties the draft together because he fulfills the role of like, oh, okay, and it's Queen of Pain.
Queen of Pain.
Quite a late Queen of Pain pick, but I guess it's just like once again the only real proper lockdown that you have to catch her out is this Lion, right? Once you get to those later stages of the game, it's gonna be very hard to tie her down. The one concern I do have is that she is very squishy and you don't have any save on the side of Team Drip, right? Yes, you can throw down the Pit of Malice, but that's just gonna create a bit of space. But at that point, the Lion and the Hoodwink can send their ultis flying in after like an initial spear, and she's very easy to take down. So I have to see what the item build is here for Zackman. As a mid laner yourself, when you see a Queen of Pain, what is the pick for you? What are you thinking?
I would probably go Lina. I think it's like one of the only lanes that doesn't lose to Queen or like can go pretty like even. Conker's the other one because he just have so much damage on Tidebringer.
But as Lina,
I think
are you
Lina
worried
here
at
is really
all?
good.
Are you worried at all about like the pit? Because that's just such an annoying thing for you to play against. Like, I feel like the second you get stunned up, there's so much physical damage that even if you rush the BKB, oh, and it's gonna be a Snoopy Baby Void Spirit.
This is an exact carbon copy of their game against Coalition.
This is
Let's just put it
literally
out there.
fucking analog right here. Like, this is analog.
Literally exact copy.
Literally analog. Like, if they can't, honestly speaking, if they can't win with this draft, it's just either they fucked up real bad in the game, or like Drip is just like infinite, like just fucking straight out, like flat out the better team, right? Because this is the analog special. This is what you want to see. This is like if analog had an exhibition match and they need to show you what they're made of. This is the heroes that they draft.
I agree. I feel like this draft is kind of analog sided, but like Witch Doctor Cosmetics always nice, right?
Yeah, okay, so one thing we need to point out though is that Zackman is an absolute maniac in the way that, okay, so maybe this is just my own limited sort of experience in seeing Snoopy Baby, right? But Zackman is I don't want to say feast or famine, but he's definitely someone who can just take over a game and run away with it by himself. So when you have that type of player on your team, of course, you cannot really ever count them out, especially when he's on such a strong hero like the Queen of Pain, right? They don't really have a lot of catch for him. We'll have to see what the Void Spirit ends up building, maybe a Yules just to, secure that lockdown.
I think Yules this game.
Yeah, Yules this game. So we're getting to game 1 of Analog versus Team Drip here in the Contenders Division. This happened a couple of days ago, but we're gonna cover it on request of Batman, of course. And let me just... There we go.
Casually pestering Perma for a while. Much love. Very appreciated. We got around to it eventually.
Okay, so I'm going to pause the replay now because it appears I'm having the spectator bug.
Okay. While you do that, I'm gonna go ahead and get drinks, so I'll be back.
Okay, let me just swap over here. Why does this happen? Like, I'm confused. Okay, let me try again. Ads for money, eat shits, and I'm not going ads. No one's gonna no. For my 5 viewers, I ain't gonna disrespect them like that. Drink water. Alright, got you, Hawani. Stretch. Alright. Thank you. Oh, okay. I need to do that.
Hurry. 10 seconds.
Okay. There we go. Okay, spectator bug done. So glad I was asked by Chiyo to spam made you drink water earlier today. Oh, thanks. I mean, I appreciate. I need it, so thank you, Hawani, or Chiyo, I guess. Really kind young individual. Again, I'm gonna run out of water. I need to actually get more water, but I just started a game cast, so I'm not gonna do that.
Look, you're gonna have to do it one way or another. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Then I'll use bubble tea for now. Alright, okay. Fine. Be right back. You guys did this.
Worth it. Definitely worth it. Look, I still have 3,000 like channel points left. Do I keep spamming? That's a lot of water, exactly. Hey, but like 5 sips of water is not that much. 6, 7 sips of water? You got 1.4k? Easy, dude. Easy. I feel like I would get more if I like kept the stream up in the background while I was playing games, but like I don't want to stream snipers.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we're back.
Want to save
I'm
for the
gonna-
pick my hero?
guys,
or are you gonna
I'm
make me pick
gonna,
techies? Yikes.
I don't know how important this is, but I'm gonna make a channel point reward that that basically allows people to send me their match ID and then I'll cast their game. Which I think would be good practice for me and also fun. But
That'll be pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hello, hello. I feel like I can hear myself in my
That
mic.
points instead of asking.
Yeah, I can hear myself. Is somebody playing my stream?
My stream is muted for you, so
Okay. Okay, it's fine now. So.
I don't know where the echo is coming from.
Okay, I think we're good. Okay, let's get into the game. What the heck? We've delayed it long enough. Are we ready?
All right, we're ready. Let's go.
Okay, so we're into game number 1 of Analog versus Team Drip. Two very familiar teams for all of us. Oops, a bit of playback speed, but okay, we're into the game. Of course, I'm going to introduce the side of Team Drip. In the captain role in the mid lane, the superstar himself, Zachman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the Queen of Pain. We have Rise playing this position for Mirana. And of course, we have Big Iron. Hang on, let me stop my music real quick or turn it down at least. There we go. We have Big Iron on this offlane Underlord. I personally am a big Underlord enjoyer, so I want to see how he plays this out. Of course, on the position 5, we're gonna have Lugano on his signature Witch Doctor. Might be falling prey to a nice little early rotation here from Analog, but looks like they're gonna pass each other like ships in the night for now. And last but not least, we have Smoke on his Luna. I believe this is another specialty as well, a Siggy, if you will. For the side. They're gonna actually spot out the side of Analog on the board here, so nothing gonna mount from this. But why don't you introduce your homies?
Yeah. So we have Batman, the captain, playing the position 1 Bristleback, a classic analog pick. We have Sneepy Baby playing Void Spirit position 2.
Oopsie.
We have... Sorry?
No, sorry, continue.
Okay. We have Ghostface playing the position 3 Mars, along with Lanky, the substitute for Bamboozler in this game, playing the position 4 Hoodwink. And finally, we have Livoshka playing the line position 5.
Yeah, so all around, like we said early on, very standard Analog stuff, right? This is basically exactly what you want to see. If we're following the Analog game plan, what do you expect to see happen here? What is the play, or how does the early game look like for them?
They get 4 kills bottom in 10 minutes and like 2 top lane, and then they just like farm for like 10 minutes and take version end game. It's like classic stuff, right? They
Okay.
kill a hero every 30 seconds, right?
Right.
Like they roll the 100, whoever gets the lowest kill, like the lowest roll, has to kill somebody every 30 seconds.
Yeah, so as the lane starts to break out though, like I feel like all these lanes have potential for aggression, right? Because even though you're saying Analog is gonna have this advantage in the bot lane and start like just sweeping kills like they're sweeping up dirt. The Team Drip side of Smoke and Logano, they have a lot of damage and pressure coming out with the level 1 Melodic as well as the Lucent Beam. They can really take Go Fake down.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel this like Luna Witch Doctor combo compares to the PA Snapfire that we saw earlier? I feel like this one does a lot more like threat with the Maledict, right? You have Maledict, Lucent Beam, nukes,
Yeah,
along with the
so
cast.
the thing about Witch Doctor is that I feel like he just makes every offlaner's life so hard, especially if you're melee and you need to walk up. Because at any point in time, if you're trying to get a creep and he catches you with a bounce, like that's like you need to bet, you need to have a salve, which they don't have at the moment, but they're not putting out a lot of harass. So I mean, still trading back and forth. I would like to see a bit more aggression coming out from the Drip side, but just nice creep wave manipulation there from the side of Analog as usual. Just making sure they get the better of the lane so far.
Yeah, shoving in the lane early, like it'll rebound eventually, which will keep the equilibrium outside their own tower when they hit 3. And that's kind of when the kill pressure starts to ramp, right? You get the extra damage on Spear, extra damage on the Bushwhack as well.
Okay, so I want to talk about a bit about this mid matchup. Drip, Zachman going in for a courier. Doesn't have Blink, so he's caught in between a bit of a rough spot. Will Snoopy punish this? Doesn't have a level in Aether Remnant though, but no mana, no HP to work with on Zach. He's gonna opt to just give it up here. How does this mid lane matchup work out, right? Because Queen of Pain traditionally quite a lane dominator, and up against this Void Spirit, on paper it seems like it should be Queen of Pain favored.
From what I've seen, it's generally Queen of Pain favored. You have the easier wave clear with the Scream of Pain. Like, you can Resonant Pulse, like, as you're seeing now, to, like, keep yourself alive in the perk, right? But generally, you would see, like, a 2-0-2, and then, like, it would really kind of ramp up the pressure, and Snoopy wouldn't be able to push the wave. But
Yeah, but Snoopy,
opting for the 1-1-2 with the Blink, I guess, for the mobility.
Yeah, so we missed this earlier
Definitely
on,
the safer
but
play.
they managed to actually pick off Smoke's career, so that's 40 seconds without a salve and a nice little band of Elven skin. And if we know anything about Analog, they're just going to continue compounding these small little details to blow it into a full-blown lead. If Lugano's not careful, he could be caught out here with a spear. The pings are coming out and ping for Lanky to follow up as well. Here's the bushwhack, here's the spear, and just like we said, it's most likely it's going to be Lugano falling. That's a very nice coconut, but the Akon shot, the superior coconut in this lane. Gonna take down Lugano. That's first blood for the side of Analog.
Yep, as predicted, right? It's like, it's so hard to play by yourself as the Wish Doctor, right? If you're ever playing out of lane, it feels like you're so fragile, right? You can
Yeah.
double stun, but like with the cast, but then you're also dealing with two separate stuns, so it's like really, really easy to get killed in this lane.
Yeah,
very
it's kind
fragile.
of like a double-edged sword because I feel like if I'm in this position, right, and I have this Luna, I'll be standing in the lane and just right-clicking because I have so much additional damage, right? Or just so it's pumping my damage up. But at the same time, like Lugano, maybe a bit of oversight there, going off to the left side, which is really the only place he can get caught out by these spells. Ends up paying the price for it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a little bit of a boost and exactly what Analog want, but it's not the end of the lane just yet, right? They're still managing to get their farm up. The Luna, not the best in terms of last hits, but still keeping up. Not completely out of this game just yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too like disappointed if I was Luna in this lane. I feel like it could be a lot worse in terms of like how hard she's getting bullied. She'll survive. She'll survive.
Yeah, relatively quiet early game for both teams so far. Based on the draft, I would have expected a bit more kills. As I say that though, the spear, weaving its way through the trees. And now the level 2 Melody coming out. The coconut bouncing off to the neutrals. Perhaps a bit of unluckiness coming there. And with that, Gofik most likely is going to survive. Nope, he's going to survive. Yeah, that last proc, it's just enough for him. And Lanky manages to make the space. Smoke not able to trade it out. And a nice little pick off for them yet again. It's like what we said, right? Analog, this bot lane, or this off lane rather, starting to pop off.
To be fair, they are out of region, so I don't think this Mars can come back to lane for quite a while. But that, like, second death, getting into danger territory, I would say.
Yeah. Mars, he's ferrying himself out some region, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, has some tangos coming on the way, so very nice for him. Meanwhile, mid, Snoopy Baby threatening with the level 6 there. Forced to blink away is Zagman. Snoopy Baby, that's gonna give him the rune. We're gonna see whether he decides to move with this or just, you know, a nice little rune control for him, denying it from Zagman.
I think now that you've hit level 6 on the Void Spirit, like normally you would want to roam around, but sorry, background noise.
Yeah, no worries, it's a small thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Okay, so roaming around doesn't need to when he can apply so much pressure onto Zagman, right? Even though this is a Queen of Pain favored matchup, like we said, and Queen of Pain can really kind of take advantage of this Void Spirit in the lane. Not really been the case so far, keeping up in terms of last hits as well as levels and really putting in the pressure onto Zagman. Oh, meanwhile, we miss a kill onto top though. Batman ends up diving Big Iron and not really sure how that happened, maybe coming a bit too close to the Bristleback. Level 3 Quill Spray, not something you can just so easily shrug off. Has the Vanguard completed and Big Iron just not able to stand his ground. So, as an underlord player myself personally, I really like the value point in Pit because I feel like that can get you out of sticky situations. Oh, speaking of sticky
Yeah, I feel like if he
situation-
has the value point in Pit, it's really hard to chase him, right? Like, Underlord is slow, but at the same time, so is Bristleback, especially before he gets boots, because he's rushed his Vanguard.
Lanky. Does he have enough HP? Yes, he does. Survives just barely though, and that's the power of the Melodic. The second you get that on you, it's so easy for Smoke to just throw a Lucent Beam right on top of your head, and that is a certain set amount of damage that you're gonna take.
Tower is being attacked.
Yeah, Sleepy's got a really good grip on mid lane now, as
Oh,
Lugano can run
Lugano
up.
being speared back, perhaps a bit too far forward. They managed to get Lanky though, and now Lugano walking through. He has the big fat wand. I'm gonna bait them all in. All part of Lugano's plan, baby. He got this.
Interesting wording.
Smile.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, what are you talking about?
with
Look, he
this-
has a humongous wand. Look at him. He's holding it right here.
That doesn't look like a one to me, mate.
Okay,
but
what?
to each their own, right? Go
He's
fix him.
gonna get the pressure on, and the Lucent Beam once again, like we said, Lugano needs to be careful, but has the wand again. Does he survive? No. The spear into the back of the head. knocks down the Witch Doctor, and Smoke not able to answer back. Meanwhile, Big Iron gonna fall again, but Zackman with the rotation to the top side, he's gonna be able to pick off the line to start. But this Bristleback so tanky with that Vanguard arrowed up. But the slight miss on the skills from Snoopy Baby means that Zackman is able to blink out this situation unscathed. And a nice little rotation from Zackman, getting the kill on the spot, not landing onto Bristleback, but still just kind of getting the answer back. And Big Iron not really having as good of a lane as I expected, you know, this Underlord suddenly fall a little behind, level 6 to level 7 at this, level 4 to level 7 at this point. Oh, and Logano gonna fall in the bot lane. This is the analog that we were expecting, right? Firing on all cylinders here, all across the map, just picking up kills. And this is exactly what we came to see. Take a quick look at the net worth chart. Oh, okay, as I say that, a bit of a ambitious arena there. Could have probably waited for the Hoodwink follow-up, which, as we see, literally just came out. You can imagine if the spear did latch, it would have been a dead smoke immediately, but not able to get much done. They need to be careful here. Smoke is still under the tower by himself. Smoke, my friend, what are you doing? Get out. Okay, nice. Dodges the bushwhack, trembling under the tower, still alive, but not quite living. Ooh, the spear. That was a level
really
4.
trying to kill him, huh?
That was a level 4 spear. I'm pretty sure it would have nicked him and killed him. He was at like what, 200 HP. That's more than enough.
225.
Yeah, that's more than enough. That would have killed him actually.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah, but
I feel like,
okay.
oh, okay. Zackman has kind of
Zackman. Speaking of Zackman, he's rotating to the bot lane as well, and this is exactly what we talked about from this player, this mid lane captain, just making so much happen for his team, right? Commanding the squad to all head towards the bot lane. Sure, it's just the support that they get. They would have loved to get their hands on that Mars, but still dictating the tempo very much so.
And it's quite interesting because normally what happens in this lane is Void Spirit hits 6, and as you saw, like, there was this quite like 2-minute, 3-minute lead where Void Spirit can kind of just like dash in and force the blink out of Queen, and she can't really contest the creeps. But I feel like Zackman's been able to play around that really nicely, got those 2 roams off, probably a bit of jungle counts along the way, and has been able to catch up in CS even though, like, you know, Snoopy managed to rotate with the DD and try to get the kill in return.
Yeah, I think
so really nice play coming from that because it could have been really dangerous for him.
I think overall, it all comes back to that top rotation, right? Where, you know, he managed to kind of avenge Big Iron while Snoopy just a bit late to the punch and misses the Aether Remnant. Of course, would have been a huge kill for him and most likely would have killed Zackman there and maybe even put a halt to this momentum. But speaking of momentum, the bot lane on a roll, an arena up means a Luna down. And they make it look easy here. Lanky doesn't even need to expand the sharpshooter. Lugano has to be careful down here. Take on shot, coming forward. Not gonna grace the Witch Doctor though. Once again, the big stake at his at his right hand. Definitely something they need to consider. And this is the Underlord. This is what you want as an Underlord, right? Like, this is basically the typical Underlord plan. As soon as they're starting to pressure this tower, this is where you come down. High levels in Firestorm means that the creep wave can never really come close. And yeah, this is probably gonna see the Luna rotate to the top. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this is the issue with, I think, like the one singular issue with Analog's lineup is that yes, they have tower damage when Bristleback has Warpath and Mars can, like, they can sit in front of the tower and just hit it for free. But in this early lane, like early game where it's like 10 to 20 minutes, they don't have Ags and Bristle, and it's a little bit squishy, it's so hard for them to hit towers.
I'm gonna have to stop you there about the hitting towers because they literally just stole a big ancient stack from right under their nose. Team Drip, they are completely like they didn't know this was happening, and now Batman even killing the courier as well. Livoshka stunning them up here. Big Iron, he's TP'd in with the Dark Wave. He wants to try and avenge his fallen ancient stack, but what can he do against this Bristleback? Has a Vanguard, has the phase boots, level 9 on this man. Just waltzed into the triangle, took it, and doesn't even care, farming the creep wave right under them.
That is such a huge play. Luna is like already struggling in this game, right?
Both supports fogging each other at the moment here. The Livoshka Earthspike gonna whiff, but does he walk? Oh, okay. Narrowly dodges the arrow on Livoshka, but the Death Ward more than likely gonna finish him off. That's a line kill right there. Can they find more though? The follow-up disable isn't there. Big Iron, no levels in the Pit of Malice means that this Bristleback walks free.
I mean, I think it's still good that they got the line pick off in the end, right? Can re-establish control of the triangle. But losing that stack is so important because Luna's game has not been amazing thus far. Like, it's not been the worst, but she is quite behind compared to Bristle. So
I mean, the one upside about the
a little
Luna
bit of
is
pacing
that
is
you
gone.
can kind of power farm within this kind of early to mid game timing and still hit your items, especially with the power of the glaives. Just a few stacks can go a long way, right? But since we mentioned that, Bristleback can do the exact same thing while being such a meat shield, right? Look at the stacks already prepared for him. And I was going to comment on the map state. Like, we see 5 heroes on the side of Drip, all within this top side area. Meanwhile, bot lane, Gofik is just having a blast, farming away and pressuring the tower. Snoopy is in mid, farming away as well. And the map, I guess the split of the map and the sharing of the resources just a lot nicer for Analog at this present moment.
Yeah, this whole Mars lane is just like uninhabitable for everyone except the Underlord, but he also needs to be able to respond to other pressure around the map, right? So it's like
Yeah, the Pit of
he's
Malice
tied down to
coming
bot-
out
he's
now,
also
but
tied down to
only
other
level
pieces.
1, so not gonna amount to much, but here comes the disseminate damage so much, and the snipe as well into the back of Big Iron. That is not where you want to be, my friend. Now the rest of the side of Team Drip, they need to turn tail and run, but Snoopy Baby hot on the heels, has the Yules. Can he get in range? The Tumbler's Toy away to safety. That's a courier, that's a Yules. Go Fake is here as well, and the spear slightly mistimed, but doesn't even matter. They get the pick onto Rise. And the Zackman has to blink out the scream as well. Almost latches it and finishes off Snoopy Baby, but this Void Spirit gonna be a-okay. And ends up being a 3-for-nothing trade in the mid lane. They perhaps posture a bit too over aggressively, not respecting the ability to take a fight from the side of Analog, and they get punished dearly for it.
Was a really big engage from the Void Spirit too. Like that was just so much damage. I don't think they were expecting it. Especially
Yeah.
because Underlord is normally like such a tanky hero, but when he's under farmed, it can be really squishy.
Of course, the damage value is not really showing us much here, but just take a look at the amount of damage probably done by that Dissimulate as well as the Astral Step, right? We saw how fast their HP bars melted down, and Big Iron, he didn't really have the best top lane and still struggling to find his farm. Not even, doesn't even have the Vanguard to work with at the present moment now. And staring up a really scary side of Analog, wanting his blood. I feel like once again the side of Team Drip, they're kind of consigned to this triangle area over here, and Sheep kind of herded into there as well. Meanwhile, with Arena down, Analog, they are just splitting the map, and now with Arena up and the blink completed as well from GoFake, this is really early timing from him. They could look to threaten Lugano here. This Witch Doctor needs to be careful. The blade forward and the spear, and followed up by Snoopy. It melts him before the Dissim even pops, but a fight in the top side. Big Iron opting to press the Dark Rift out. Can he save Smoke? No, he can't! The taxi leaves, but brings the dead body of Luna right along with them. And look at this, perfectly split and resources just all over the map, just utilized to perfection, right? You bring the 2 supports to get that kill onto their carry top, and meanwhile you pressure mid, get the tower as well. Things are all looking Analog right now.
That is such a huge kill to bring in this Luna. They just need to keep breaking this Luna's timings, because this is like the one win condition to have, right? No matter how farmed this queen is, it's like against these tanky cores, it's so hard to get enough damage on this hero. Like, you need SNK, which he's currently getting, you need Shard, you need BKB, and then you can start going into the damage islands where you get like Assault Cuirass and stuff, but that's so much gold, and I don't think there'll be enough time.
Yeah,
I was going to ask, does Underlord get Hood here, or does he finish the Vanguard that has been queued up?
I think I don't know. I honestly think you might need an Athos if you want to get any kills right now, because one of the things we've seen so far is just the inability to really keep their hands onto the side of Analog. And actually, I find it pretty interesting that their team profile picture is this bird, right? This eagle, this bird of prey, because that's exactly how they're playing right now. I don't know if that has any relation to their team philosophy or whatnot, but just take a look at the way they're playing the map, right? They are herding their prey into this triangle area, and they're just taking swipes. Like, they take turns dipping down, grabbing them with their claws and lifting them away, and it kind of feels like the side of Team Drake, they're so helpless, right? They're just kind of herded around in this area, trying to answer back with whatever they can, but every single time, they almost get a kill. Like, they throw Sonic Wave out, they almost get Snoopy Baby, he dissimulates and flies back, takes back off into the air. Same thing for Go Fake, same thing for the supports, just covering each other so well. And I mean, it's only 16 minutes in, but with the tempo that they're generating, I don't even think the tower damage is gonna be an issue, right? They're just jamming it in right now.
Yeah, it's like they can't hit towers if they can't stand in front of them, but at this rate, Team Drip can't really contest the Bristle when he's just planted in front of them with this Mars Blink Lion behind him.
Yeah,
It's just so much counter initiate that they can't ever really kill this bristle, even though he's still waiting on this Axe timing.
and I gotta say, right, this Mirana like hasn't really felt very strong, and I don't even think it's Ryzer's fault. Like there isn't any additional setup for him. You kind of need to latch an arrow, but if you arrow the bristleback, he literally doesn't care. If you arrow Go Fate, he literally doesn't care. And most of the time, if you're even in range to arrow Go Fate, it's likely he already has an arena down and has speared one of your teammates, right? And same thing for Snoopy, he can dodge that so easily. And you really want to try and like, who do you arrow in this game if you can even land it?
Well, you would have to arrow the lion probably, but
Like, how do you do
I
that?
don't know. It's like how do you kill him?
Yeah, you'd have to
feels like
commit
they
like
just have no
Zackman in
catch,
as well,
man.
right? Like that's basically
Yeah.
why I'm suggesting the Athos, right? Because it feels like that is the move that they need to make. But things, I mean, of course, we have a pause now. We could speed it up, but I think we need to stay true to the. Yeah, they're having some introductions here. Very cute. I'm from the UK. This is a Benji cosplayer right here.
Hey, Benji cosplay on the Hoodwink too.
Yo, playing
Let's
Hoodwink.
go.
Just vibes. But quick look at the net worth, of course, unsurprising that Batman is firmly on top. Very well played for them in the top lane, right? And you really gotta wonder, like, if they did that, I'm not saying that they didn't, but you basically gave Analog everything that they want. This is the cookie cutter Analog draft, right? They have Batman supported by Lvoshka, and then because of that, they get a relatively free lane because the Underlord and the Mirana, what are they gonna do to the Bristleback, right? He just runs over them, and he did. Like, we saw Big Iron struggling a lot, and like you said, still not even completing the Vanguard. He has the gold for it, but I mean, it still doesn't feel too good, Vanguard or not, right?
Yeah, I think the Vanguard doesn't really help. It's like maybe if you get it at like some unbelievable 5-minute timing, and maybe that's doable, but it's so hard, especially because you're just going to keep getting stunned up by this lion, mana drained by the lion too. It's gonna slow you even more, and especially like the more cool spray levels you get, the harder it gets, right? It's like
Yeah. I was gonna
it's just,
say it could be
so much.
like
damage
things
and
could
so much
take a
damage.
turn. The second, okay, a blink fall from Zackman, just to clear the creep wave, no big deal. But I was gonna say things could take a turn in the fights once this Mirana picks up her Spirit Vessel, right? Because that will really do a number on these tanky cores in terms of Go Fake as well as the Bristleback, and they could actually maybe even start to take them down. But the whole squad of Drip turning up here, they know they want to defend this tower, but they don't really. Okay, so they have nice vision to work with here. They see the side of Analog posturing in the trees. How do they want to take this fight though? It's Batman running in, Big Iron with the Pit of Malice onto 3, but he's gonna get gone on immediately. Where's the backup? It's not that Batman just finishes him off. The use as well, the Scream in the backline. They managed to take off Lvoshka while the rest weren't looking. A nice little pick off from Zackman, just dancing around them. But the rest of the side of Analog, the main battering ram, still all together. The components are all here. If you show your face, you're more than likely dead. Blink Dagger on Go Fake into a spear, and the follow-up from Snoopy Baby. They're gonna give this tower up. It looked like it would have been a good fight because of this vision that they had, but it ends up being Big Iron falling and not a lot of response.
Yeah, I guess they just weren't like. To me, it kind of felt like they were posturing for it, but were like half-minded on whether they wanted to take that fight or not. Because it's so scary when you have like all these heroes showing up on your vision.
Yeah,
like, you do have the advantage, but Luna's TP'd out. Well, not TP'd, but she's not in the area to Eclipse, and she doesn't have the 4th rank in Q. So it probably doesn't even contribute that much anyways. It's just so hard to take that fight because they're at such a deficit, and I'm pretty sure they're feeling it really intensely right now.
Okay, but I do want to say now that all outer tier 1 towers are taken, right, this might ironically open up the map a bit more for Team Drip, right? Because as the side of Analog, you need to make a decision. Do you want to control the top side or do you want to control the bottom side? Because you can't just be in both places at once. That's where you start to get scattered, start to get picked off one by one, right? And Luna, recognizing this, went straight to the bot side. The second she saw all of them under her vision, went to farm that jungle, and I think that's what she needs to do more. She needs to make sure she ramps up to her items, at least the BKB, before she can start fighting. Because I feel like if you show up into a fight without BKB, you're just gonna get popped. Throw a stun out onto Snoopy Baby, but he's gonna be A-okay. Maledict taking away, but here comes Go Fate with the 3-man arena. Blink out from Zackman, but catching them immediately. Big Iron with the Dark Rift out, gonna save him. So it ends up just being a 1 kill on the support, but a really sick setup there from Go Fate. And Lugano, he's run in. This Witch Doctor sadly left behind. Where did you go, my friends? A double kill for Go Fate is how it's gonna end. And two supports weeping for sure. That's an express taxi service. No room for. Sorry, we ain't got more seats, baby. We out of here. Leaves him for dead.
Radiant's middle tower is
At this point, I'm like not exactly sure whether you said that they can't really control both sides of the map at once, right? But at the moment, it feels like they can kill squad in twos, and there isn't really a way for them to counter. Like Underworld has to be everywhere at once. And
A
you
lot
just
of
pick
pings
apart
coming out
the other
top.
side
They
and
find Snoopy
can't
Baby
do
here,
it.
but once again, don't have enough lockdown to make it happen. The arrow gonna slightly miss onto Lanky. That's one nice kill for them. Could they find Goldfake as well? Do they have the vision? Yes, they do. That's a kill for Zackman, and a really big one at that. Taking down the big bad Mars. 503 going over the way of this Queen of Pain. And a bit of a sandwich.
Words, huh?
Oh, Snoopy! 200 HP, doesn't matter, finishes off Logano! Whose clip you trying to D-wall, baby? Get out of my damn house! Snoopy, baby, this is the pop-off that we want to see. The Voshka arrowed up though, but the rest of them not in range to view follow up on that. And a couple of nice kills going the way of Analog, but a couple of nice kills going the way of Team Drip, but they managed to answer back with a Witch Doctor kill. Looking towards this top lane as well, Lanky needs to be careful, TP it into a pit, but the Scurry gonna be a-okay, just running off into the trees. So that all ends up, I think that's pretty big, right? Because Zackman, this Queen of Pain, as much as the rest of his team hasn't been doing too hot, he's been quite unstopped so far, 3-0 and 1, level 14 now. Eclipsing this Bristleback and the Mars actually.
Yeah, he's been doing quite good. Has the shard as well.
Oh, that is so painful for them, right? The backliners especially.
Yeah, that disruption is going to be really, really huge because it's just the constant silences, right? Over and over.
Yeah.
And now that, like, it also hit the wave clear as well is just really, really nuts. You just blink into a wave, press E, the whole wave's dead, move on. Like, this is where her farm really starts to pick up pace. She's already holding, like, even net worth, and it's only going to get faster.
Yeah, and I really like this path from Zackman, right? Because as much as it's a bit of a greedy build to go Kaya Sanj first, because it doesn't actually do much as an item. It makes your hero stronger in very minute and different aspects, right? But it doesn't actually do anything else that you wouldn't already be doing on Queen of Pain. But I like this investment into his own hero here because he recognizes my Luna's not having the best game, my Underlord's just going to be a utility core for a very long period of time. I need to be the one to kind of put the team on my back and make it happen. And he's doing just that. Keeping up in terms of net worth alongside this Bristleback is no easy feat, especially since this Bristleback has been having such a good game. Speaking of his good game though, Aghanim's completed as well. This guy's a bit of a terror. Zackman, oh, the nice blink out.
Nice.
I mean, okay, honestly, that is such a reset butt, okay? They managed to find it in the sidelines with a use though. Snoopy Baby was ready, but the blink out yet again. Sonic Boom silencing them while they're at it. And Rise has to jump away. But Logano now caught in the mid lane. The coconut bouncing around, but it's just gonna be there to watch his demise. Where's the finish? It is there with the Astral Set, and meanwhile, Batman just running straight ahead. He does not care, doing so much damage backed up by Goldfake. The God's Rebuke is gonna send the supports crying in the grave. Zackman with a scream though. Batman, have you gone a bit too far forward? The Eclipse to cover as well. Devoshka with a stun. But now, the side of Analog, they need to back up. They need to be so careful here. Zackman's still sitting very healthy. Smoke gonna take that shot straight to the gut. That's gonna be a-okay. This Lion wandering a bit too far forward, my friend. The scream so much damage. The finger of death before she falls, but ooh, Goldfake in.
God.
The blinks from Zackman just keeping the... Literally, Drip is hanging on by a thread, and that thread is called Sonic Boom. Zackman making the moves, like looked a bit scary for a moment, but the team rushing in to bail her out, and Snoopy Baby now.
Yeah, they just don't have the lockdown without the Lion. If she's not there, this Queen of Pain is just so slippery.
Yeah, and
I mean, I guess once the voice row gets active, it might be a little bit easier, but until, like, you're going to have the beekeeping on Queen as well, like.
yeah.
You really need the Hex, otherwise she's just going to keep dancing around these fights, and it's going to be really hard to deal with.
And yeah, I mean,
6k net
Batman...
worth lead, but Queen of Pain's on top of the net worth.
Yeah, the kills doubling the side of Team Drip here, 9 to 18, and Batman, he might have to be a bit more careful with the way he commits into these fights because he's a very big part of their gold lead and a very big part of their power. He needs to be this meaty frontliner that his team can rely on. If he just runs in like that, it's very hard for the rest to kind of back him up. Speaking of though, he's just gonna run forward fearlessly yet again. This man, no fear with that Aghanim set up, and Big Iron starting to get slowed down. You can't have the Dark Rift if it's not on not off cooldown, my friend. Gonna be trapped in this arena and slain. Analog, they don't want to stop here though, surging forward. They sense their chance, they smell blood. But they can't find anyone. As I say that though, Logano gonna fall to that immense dissimulate damage. They use up just the dodge that Shadow Strike, very nicely done. And the pressure mounting here. Luna does have that BKB, so she can come over, eclipse out in 10 seconds, so they can look to defend this tower if they're so keen. But they need to be so very careful. They don't have Arena and BKB on the side of Go Fake, so this could be their chance here. Team Drip, Big Iron coming up, the spear back, Zackman under a little bit of threat, but here comes the arrow just to cover him, gets Lanky, but Zackman with just sonic boom, 100 HP, and now Smoke starting to clean up, Go Fake, that's one down. Batman though, not too scared, even without his mask. Here comes Snoopy Baby onto the back line. They're looking at Smoke. They know this Luna has no BKB. Where's the backup? It's not there. The dissimulate and the arrow a bit too late. The rest of the side of Analog, they have nothing to fear now that this Luna is dead. But Zackman, as I say that, the forward jump and the scream. But has he gone too far? Yes, he has. Gonna fall. It ends up being a 3 for 2 at present moment. But this Bristleback ticking low because of the Maledict has the Eternal Shroud to cover. And the chaos is gonna subside for now. Analog, they managed to get huge kills on both the cores. It looks like it could have been a really good turnaround for the side of Drake, but maybe, you know, once they don't have BKBs, they can't really stand up and fight anymore. And we saw them just completely collapse shortly after. Zackman, he commits for the kill onto Nevoshka, but I don't know whether that's worth your life, my friend.
Yeah, that blink, I'm pretty sure he would have, like, the Queen of Pain would have had time to reset and TP back in if they needed to.
Yeah.
Also, Hoodwink was kind of isolated. If he wanted to, like, try to get a pick off, Hoodwink is, like, sitting on the complete other side of the fight, like, there's this Bristle just chilling under the tier, and then Hoodwink's on the stairs to Ancients. It's, like,
Yeah, I just
super
wanna,
isolated.
I want
Like,
to point out
it's
as
so
well,
hard to make that play when you're on 300 HP there. It's so scary.
yeah, I just want to point out
BKB
as well,
now, so
like,
at least no jump.
Like,
Yeah,
Snoopy
go ahead.
Baby got the kill, so that's 565 going over to his hands. That's huge for the Void Spirits game, and he's just gonna be closer and closer to that Aghanims, right? And the second you get that, it's so hard to play the game because Silencers coming out left and right. We already saw how disruptive this could be, but Livoshka fearlessly going in with the Blink Hex, gets the Witch Doctor, but in return it's traded out a nice arena for Gold Fake here. Big Iron sending a taxi out. He's gonna be able to make it, and the blink away as well. It ends up being a 1-for-1 at the present moment. Moonlight Shadow covering the retreat. And that could have been way worse for the side of Team Drip there. They should be thankful they got out.
Yeah, they was trying to smirk, and right as they popped it, there's just the Bristle just sitting on the high ground.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're looking for me.
Timing.
They're gonna convert this to a push into the bot lane now. Zackman showing himself though, just interested in clearing the creep wave, gonna Sonic Boom out shortly after.
Yeah, they can't really like contest that like creep clear, I guess. So hard to defend, but again, like with the Lion trade, as long as Lion's not there, Queen of Pain doesn't really feel threatened, especially now she has BKB.
I think they
It's
are
kind
a
of
bit...
just contingent on Lion getting that blink hex.
Yeah, I think they are a bit wary though, because you know, the Mars just showed in the top side, so they will know that the arena and that huge teamfight threat is not there. Lanky jumping forward. Actually, also 4-star catches too. But where's the follow-up? Snoopy Baby, he's in the sidelines, catching it out onto Logano and manages to pick off the Witch Doctor, but once again is traded out for this Wing. The hex slightly off the mark there from Devoshka, but Big Iron, nothing to work with the Scream as well, pushing them back, keeping them alive, and Zackman in, a double kill now. Has to be so careful. Snoopy Baby is there, but the BKB is out as well. Zackman, nothing to fear at this present moment, but the second it runs out, he has to be so careful, watching the timing. Gofik has the arena to work with, but doesn't want to commit it without the spear. And they're gonna be okay trading 2-for-1 ends up. Yeah, and actually Zackman with a huge scream to keep his Underlord alive.
Zackman's been doing so much work this game.
Yeah, Zackman actually putting the team on his back right now. Like, and this is exactly what we expected, right? Zackman really is the shining star of this team, and in the captain role, he knows exactly what he needs to do to keep the team, you know, in the spot, in a position where they can win. He's really putting the carry pants on, and okay. The spear out just to mess with him a little bit, like haha, eat shit. Okay, so
it's like the classic Tom and Jerry stuff, right?
yeah, just toss something your way just to fuck with you. But okay, so really huge thing that we missed out here. The X Scepter on the courier not gonna be available for another 2 minutes just because Snoopy Baby's courier is dead. All
Oh,
the components
that's
were on
painful.
it. Yeah, so in this opening they could actually look towards Roche here, but I don't know which side favors is favored right now, right? It kind of feels like the fights have been going even, and the side of Analog, even though they have a lot of damage pumped out from their bristleback, they don't really have the burst when these BKBs are up, right? We saw Zackman standing there fearlessly. Oh, the pit as well, but the use, he's gonna come straight back into a root and an arrow. Nicely set up there, and they finish off Snoopy Baby. That's the use. That's your voice spirit down, Zackman. That's a huge kill. The BKB as well onto the Vochka. A second claim for them. Zackman going forward, but Lanky, he's in the trees now. Zen is going to work with Batman, trying to make the space. The Pit of Madness slightly off the mark. Go Fake gonna blink into it though, make it work for him. And Zackman, no BKB now. That's the Queen of Pain down. Big Iron can't get his Queen of Pain out in time, and Smoke gonna press the BKB, but a cancel Dark Rift. Don't you want to get out, Big Iron? This is not where you want to be, and he's gonna fall for it. And the rest of the side of the Drip, they need to get out immediately. They managed to evacuate, but not really the evacuation that they wanted. At the end of the day, they do still get Snoopy, so that's a huge kill for them, but they lose Zackman, and those deaths are so painful, especially when you're Queen of Pain. Such an integral part to your team fight right now.
I feel like that's still favored by Radiant there. Like, you're getting space. Like, eventually Luna will hit this, like, critical mass where she is the major timing to beat. And this is just giving her more time, but that death is just quite painful when you're getting really close to your Lincolns, and thus, like, your protection against the instant blink hex coming from the Lion. Any more delays, it's like, if Dire just forces Roche and Lion, like, Queen doesn't have the Lincolns up, like, you can kite around all you want, but you're anchored to that Roche pit. You're not moving that far away, and most of these fights have been like just the Queen of Pain dancing around the fight and kiting everybody, but you can't do that when you're forcing Roche, and I wonder what Analog will do when they decide it's ready to be taken.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the decision they're opting for now, though. They're still posturing around the bot side, and a Batman running forward with those spider legs. Legato has to glimmer himself out. That was close. Witch Doctor almost did there, but like, you've seen how fast the Witch Doctor dies, right? It's kind of scary at this present moment. But the circle is drawn. They know they need to play in the top side. They have to evacuate the bot side. There's no hope for this tower as it's only 200 HP left. And yeah, it's most likely gonna fall. Okay, a go on to mid though. The clip slightly missing Zackman. Yeah, the Voshka is in, the Blink Hex, very scary there. And I also, okay, Blink Hex, just as I said it, the Earth Spike as well. Where is the arena? There it is, the spear. Where's the follow-up? Batman trying to get on this Queen of Pain, but the nice bushwhack for now, keeping them out. The BKB gonna stop the damage from going through, but they left the Queen of Pain behind. Big Iron tank, your taxi service not really living up to what it needs to be right now, and it ends up being a free pick for them. They can just hit straight into Roche. We were asking, when is the time for Analog to get this Roche? When will they feel ready? And the side of Team Drip, they gifted to them on the silver platter almost.
I mean, that's just the Blink Hex, right? No Lincolns, no way to stop that, and it was so close to getting out on the Queen, but I think she blinked out of, like, just out of range. It's so hard.
No, and that was really nice team coordination, right? Because Big Iron, even though he like channeled that ulti almost immediately, like we saw Lanky just kind of shackling him even further away from the Queen of Pain, and at that point in time, you see that kind of timer ticking down on the Dark Rift. You're like, oh shit, I need to get in or I need to get out, right? So then Zackman, he opts to blink away instead because he feels like he can't make it to Big Iron in time, and from there the fight just collapses into chaos, and Zackman is gonna take another death for it. Big Iron again, now in trying to push out the bot wave, gonna get caught out by the overwhelming force of Analog. The Underlord not looking nearly as tanky as he needs to be in this mid game. 32 minutes now, 11k gold up the side of Analog. This is exactly what they came to do, and they're executing it to perfection. Lanky catching another in the backlines. No wards in our jungle. And they're pinging the moves, don't stop. They see Zackman, they want to make a move. Batman, the call is made. They're gonna head towards mid now. The creep wave not cooperating with them, but we're pushing in very shortly. Oh my gosh, look at them. They don't stop the pings. They know Smoke is around here somewhere with this Shadow Blade. They're gonna converge around, but okay, Zackman manages to catch the Voshka on the back end, but that is a Sonic Wave BKB used. I don't know how good that is of a trade, but that's a kill nonetheless on that Lion, which has been a thorn in this Queen of Pain side for so long. But I mean, now you don't have the BKB to work with for 60 seconds here, and Analog, they know this. Reaching the high ground now, Batman, nothing to fear with his Aegis. Ooh, the blink away just in time, telegraphing Snoopy's move. And now he has to be careful, the arrow could come in, slightly off the mark here, but Batman now is in with the Quill Spray, Smoke as well. Eclipse, go fake, where's your BKB? Pops here a little too late though. Falling a little low, and Batman taking down to the Spirit Vessel, needs to be careful, has the Aegis to work with, but doesn't want to give it up like this. And Team Drip, they managed to...
Push for quite a bit.
Snoopy Baby still has the Dissimulate along with the Yules, the Astral Step out as well. Where is the Blink follow-up? It's there from Zackman, chasing out the Snoopy Baby, the self-use though. Does he have anything else to get him out of this situation? Has the Astral Step but doesn't actually use it. And Batman now under a bit of threat as well, running around with those spider legs. But Zackman, does he want to commit? No, he does not. Viscous Nasal Goo, 4 stacks, getting the arms and limbs all sticky. Doesn't want to get any further than that. These are a couple of huge kills. They repel the push, like you said, and pick off Snoopy Baby yet again. This Void Spirit almost has the BKB completed, but in this time where he doesn't, very susceptible to this chain route and disable.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how we needed ATOS on the Underworld, but I think the Pit of Malice into arrow is like enough catch, right? If you can get the angle on the arrow.
It really just depends on whether you can
as long as it connects,
right?
it's like Void Spirit is just dead, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's not really his fault. There were so many disables coming his way, but it kind of felt like he was trying to save them for as long as possible, and that ultimately like ended his life, right? Because he had 2 Astral Steps all along. He could have just immediately like swooped out, not risking the Queen of Pain blinking and finding him, right? But you know, Snoopy Baby, he's gonna fall. It's not that big of a deal because he still is almost the way of BKB, and from there they're gonna feel even stronger. 2 minutes left on the Aegis though. I don't know whether they're still gonna try and force the issue here.
Queen of Pain has gone for Hex instead of Lincolns. That's ballsy.
Dude, I was gonna say that, like, Zackman, this entire time you're talking about Lincolns, right? With the orb in his backpack. This man has been queuing Vice since the start, and I mean, crucial item pickup as well for Smoke. He has the Silver Edge completed, so that's gonna break up the Mars with the Bulwark. That's gonna break up the Bristleback with the Bristleback, obviously. Can't believe I said that. But yeah, it's gonna break them up and make these tanky cores so much easier to take down. And one thing we saw as well coming into effect in the fights is the Spirit Vessel, right? The Mirana throwing this out onto those tanky cores with their BKBs down, and or at least go fake with the BKB down. They don't actually have a Dispel on their team. They don't have something like a Lotus, they don't have a Greaves, they don't have a way of purging that pesky debuff off, right? And that's really gonna start eating into their health.
What do you think Drip would be kind of looking for now? Like, you have this Hex, right? And I'm assuming you're kind of using that to control the Void Spirit while he's still lacking BKB, but it feels like even though you have the Hex, it's so hard to catch, right?
Yeah.
It feels like potentially a little bit of like a damage issue. Maybe.
No, I will say
I don't know if it's like a damage issue, if it's like lack of control, and this Vice will fix that. I can't tell.
I think that it's just hard for them to connect in the fights right now. Team Drip, the initial disables that they have, right? Even though they managed to get the arrow off, even though they managed to get like the Pit of Malice and the subsequent damage, the damage dealers cannot connect in a way that's productive, right? Like, what, are you gonna run your Luna into their team? Like, not without BKB or not, but then the thing about Luna is her entire window where she can fight is within this BKB, and it's at 6 seconds right now. So you have 6 seconds to do out as much damage and coordinate the catch, and it's just not so easy to, it's easier said than done, right? And Queen of Pain as well, trying to do what she can in the fights, but we've seen the second her BKB is down to 6 seconds as well. She's just like, one stray Void Spirit Q catches her, and then the follow-up disable's gonna come, and it's so easy for them to take her down. So these fights, it's just a matter of the catch not really connecting with the damage, right? It's a bit hard to execute, but like we said, if they can line it up nicely, and if the Luna is in a position to do the damage, apply the break on these tanky cores, then they can really start to turn the game here. Of course, I'm gonna skip ahead quite a bit to see when we get back to this game, because I believe this is a bit of a long pause. Just some skipping going on. Okay, wait, did I skip?
Around like 3 minutes 40 seconds later.
Okay, let's
You got a lot of skipping.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're back into the game now. Skipped a bit of it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. The smoke up, and the Aegis still 1 minute left, and the Hex, they got find Big Iron just standing there, and here comes the Arena straight up into action, and Smoke can't even pop the BKB, the Scream to cover him for now, but the BKB popped too little too late. Now the side of Drip, they have to run the buyback from Big Iron here, but surging forward is the side of Analog. They want to find more Batman. No mercy on this Bristleback. He's trying to find them. He's trying to catch them. This could be a dieback from Big Iron if he's not careful. But Analog going to be held back by that huge pit of malice covering the entire staircase. Be careful here. Batman.
Underlord pit things.
Dude, just out of a pause and straight up into action, they managed to find Big Iron, and after taking him down, proceed straight into Luna. Amazing initiation from Goldfake just to chain those two important heroes up and not allowing the rest of the side of Team Drip to interfere. That just means the Luna is down and use the buyback, use the BKB as well, so even when she comes up, I mean, she's gonna have it when she comes up,
Yeah,
but
she
now...
can't BKB up once she buybacks, which is pretty huge because we talked about how you have 6 seconds to do damage, and after that's gone, like this Luna kind of can't exist in these fights.
Okay,
frankly.
Age is out right now, but Lugano getting a nice Maledict and a Coconut Stun onto Libochka, running forward fearlessly with the Aeon Disc. But now the damage starting to be dealt out to the side of Drip here. Batman is gonna fall though. That's the Bristleback down. That's your Aegis already gone and it expired. You have to wonder, like, you can't really fight up into so much magic damage. This is the ball that they drafted, and Zackman running forward as well. Goldfake has to pop the BKB to try and run, but Drip is hot on his heels. There's no follow-up stun though. 1 second till the arrow. Does he throw it out? Yes, he does. Lands perfectly onto Lanky. Rise finds the hoodwink, fleeing, and Zackman on a killing spree now. That is the hold that they needed, and once again we're seeing how difficult it is to push up into this Underlord. Even though he dies back here, the pit and the Firestorm just doing so much damage. Your tanky Bristleback, yeah, but you can't run straight up into that, man. Okay,
That was
Baby.
such a good hold.
They see
And
him
was
here,
so
and the
important
Hex!
for-
Snoopy Baby, this is gonna be a huge kill if they find it. Can't get the... Okay, Yule's up. Manages to keep himself alive for now, dissimulate as well, buying himself some time, and the Astral step away. Goldfake is there to cover in the arena. The kills are there, but now
The
on to
Maledict.
Zackman. They managed to pick him off with the Maledict. Lugano nicely played. Livochka, the Sonic Wave off the mark a little bit, but this Lion just melts. And the Eclipse as well. Goldfake, you're in some trouble. Where is your team? They're all gone. One mass against the world, and the world is a bit too strong at this point in time. Lugano laying down the vision, setting up that pickoff. That's exactly what they needed. This is such a nice move from Drip because they recognize this Bristleback is down. The rest of our team, the rest of the enemy team, they're gonna be scrambling around the map trying to farm whatever farm, and they managed to pick off 3 additional huge kills for them, and now surging
That is
towards the mid lane.
huge. Wait, that is like comeback material right there. You like the original hold was already like miraculous enough, and then he just managed to find Void Spirit farming jungle, Mars farming jungle, and Lion tries to TP back and help, and also dies. Like, okay, we just ignore that Sonic Wave existence.
Yeah, we
Just
don't
ignore
pretend that was perfect otherwise from Drip. The arrow as well. They need to be careful, but they see Lanky in the trees
Oh.
here. This woman needs to be careful. There's a Hex as well, and the Sonic Boom, so much damage coming out, but Glimmer can't keep him alive. Oh, the Sonic Boom! Is he gonna take out the Shadow Strike? He has the stick though, and he's gonna be okay. I think he's running back. He's sticking out a little bit. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. That was close. That was the 55.
little bit
That was the
scary.
45% magic resistance coming into play, bro. That was a little too close. I mean, it is not that big of a deal of a kill, but you know, still, I'm sure Lanky's asshole clenching real hard there, and they managed to get the tier 2 and the outpost as well. So really nice moves from Drip. One fell swoop, and now gold lead back down to 3k 40 minutes in. Basically non-existent at this point, and you can just completely ignore it. But I mean, if you want to talk about 3k gold lead, take a look at Zackman. He's 3k above the Bristleback right now, really putting, like we said, the team on his back. And like you said, once this Linkins is completed, it's going to be this much harder to kill Zackman, as if it already hasn't.
Important thing to note, he did take the blink cooldown, so he will be dancing around these spots a lot more easily, but
Ooh.
without that spell block, quite scary.
Maybe he's just feeling confident, right? Because honestly, the only thing he needs to block is this Earth Spike. That's about it. Like, the only other thing is like what Yules from the Void Spirit. Everything else is kind of like an AoE or ground targeted stun, right? So maybe that's why he's opting towards, and he's feeling confident, right? He's been playing this game to almost perfection this entire time, and he feels like, oh yeah, I can dance around these guys, I'm feeling good. And sometimes that's exactly what you need to do, right? You need to kind of pick the thing that you feel confident with. With the blink, maybe is what he wants to go for, and I mean, he picks it up. Really, the Sonic Boom, right? 2 seconds Sonic Boom. That's kind of insane.
Yeah, that uptime and the silence, it's already being disruptive enough.
Yeah, the silence lasts almost 2 seconds, so you're gonna be like,
kind of running into a lot of heroes.
okay, they're finding Zackman though. One looked like a catch, now a Hex. They find him in the tree, in the middle of the lane. The BKB out in time, and Lanky hexed up. Go Fake trying to find the initiate, but the BKB is there. The BKB to answer, and the Eclipse as well. But Batman in the middle of the entire team of Team Drip though. Can they take him down? Meanwhile, Zackman takes down the back line, and Batman now, he's under a lot of fire, but the Quill Spray coming out. They need to be so careful here, but Batman, they managed to take down Zackman on the other side of the fight, and that's the Queen of Pain down. Now they need to be so careful because Snoopy Baby, he's here to party. He's not gonna be shown up by this Queen of Pain. Coming forward, the big iron there. What do you have left to offer? The flicker right into place, right into his own death. Bushwhacked up and dead, and Snoopy Baby looking for more here. Lugano used up. Batman, he's on an absolute rampage. Nothing to fear here. The Dissimulate stun as well. They know he's around. They know this pesky Witch Doctor is glimmered up and ready to die. Served up. One last little huzzah. And Voodoo Switcheroo for whatever that's worth. But Zackman just having to do too much in the backline, right? Getting caught up. And Batman just holding all of them out by himself. This is the Bristleback specialty. This is why they picked this hero for Batman, right? He's so good at just being this immovable shield. Hard completed, and now they're looking towards the high ground. Without the Underlord, without the Queen of Pain, it's so hard to hold them off.
Both of the 1 and 3 positions have a heart right now. They have 100 HP region. How do you deal with that? And like, you might have felt confident without the Lincolns, but again, it's the Blink Hex that catches him out. Can't get the BKB off in time, even though he saw the Void Spirit dash. Probably feeling a little bit confident because they were on the smoke, and then just gets put up by the Hex.
Yeah,
It's super unfortunate. Like, he did end up like trading himself for the Lion Kill in the end, which probably would, like, he probably would have lived if he managed to BKB and blink away, but again, like, it's just so much threat from this instant Hex. But like, it's hard enough to play a Spirit Hero without it, and like, Queen's arguably more squishier than those two, and having to like blink around and always feeling threatened by the Hex is just, it makes this game so much harder to play than it already is.
And a really nice recognition overall from Voshka, right? She knows that it's literally just one job that she has to do. She needs to get her hands on this Queen of Pain. Now, Lanky going a bit too far forward, yeah, but the arena, nicely done from Goldfake, traps them all! And they manage to take down Big Iron in one fell swoop. They take down Lanky on the other side, though, answering the Goldfake, but it's Lugano to fall. That's 2 down on the side, and Smoke, no BKB to work with. Getting threatened now, Snoopy Baby a bit too far forward, maybe, but the Voshka is there with the stun, keeping him alive. They use up as well. Smoke under so much threat, but here comes the Disintegrate stun, and they're gonna finish off Queen of Pain. Cool guys, don't look at explosion. Snoopy Baby dashes away from that. Whoo, that was close.
That was such a good save.
What a team fight coming up from the side of Analog. They're covering each other to perfection. Oh my gosh, the buyback forced out from Zackman here, but you're lone Queen of Pain alongside Mirana. What can you do here? The blink forward, they want Liboshka. Zackman trying to go in, but silence start, no BKB to work with. The simulate start as well. Zackman, you're gone. That's your Queen of Pain, 122 seconds, and how do you even play this game anymore? You have 1 racks up, but no buybacks, 4 down on the side, and Underlord, he's been having such a rough game, 2-11 on this hero, and really not having the performance that he needs to be having, right? Like, not being the meat shield that he needs to be. And Crimson Guard, Guardian Greaves, this guy do nothing against 2 heroes with hearts. And that's not even contending with the Aegis. This Batman is just having the fierce game of his life right now. No fear whatsoever.
I don't know how this looks like a done game, right?
God damn,
2
what a...
major cores dead without buyback. This is just...
And once again...
try for Megas, but...
Dude, all of that...
just playing it safe, right? It's not hitting throwing yet, just yet.
Yeah. All of that really was set up from Go Fake, right? Like that beautiful arena straight up into this entire area, catching them all out and forcing the BKBs from there. It's just so easy for them to take the fight because, like we said, the BKB duration is low, but the death timers are way too high, it seems. Analog, there's no buyback to work with. They're just going straight for the throne here. Voice lines coming up. They're starting to test their way into the fountain. They're not scared of anything right now. They're starting the fountain dives. Batman, this is what he promised me, and he delivers. 3 people caught in the arena, 3 people dead, and that's gonna be the throne shortly after. The entire side of Team Drip down in the dirt. Well played is the call from Liboshka. The buybacks are trying to do what they can, smoke with the BKB, but like we said, the 6 seconds timer is counting low as soon as it's over. Caught by the Aether Remnant, caught by the Dissimulate, caught by the rest of the Team Analog. And the Satanic Art is gonna be okay for now, but I mean, you're not defending your base. This game is called Defense of the Ancients, and the Ancient, it's already falling. Team Analog with a banger of a game one. I mean, you give them their heroes, they're gonna punch you straight in the mouth, right? You can't be giving them exactly what they want. And Analog, they play that game to basically perfection.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of just classic Analog, right? You get every single one of these players is on a complete hero. And I think last time we saw this line, we were like, hey, that's not a Lavoshka hero.
Yeah.
It doesn't really support them the way, but in the middle of in the intermissions between fights, you can just see her just mana draining Bristleback's mana back up. It just felt like that was something worth it because that was just so hilarious to watch.
Dude, it's like you can put Lavoshka on a non-healing or like non-supporting hero, but she's gonna find a way anyway. Buys the shot, mana drains her carry, just keeping him up and propped up and ready to fight. And that's something we didn't mention, right? Because Bristleback is a hero with a lot of mana issues, but that explains a lot as to why this man was just permanently running around fully maxed out. And ultimately, just perfect team play all around, and I'm really liking this sort of pivot because Lavoshka all along goes on these warlocks, goes on these like healing supports, right? But with this added aggression, she really just grabbed the blink and made Zagman's life so damn hard.
Yeah, that instant hex, we always knew it was going to be an issue, but Lavoshka kept finding these windows to make the picks happen, and yeah, they couldn't deal with it on the side of Team Drip.
Yeah, and I just want to point out here that look at the damage dealt from Go Fake, rivaling almost the Void Spirit. Do you know how well you have to play on Mars to do this much damage? The arena's obviously on point.
Insane, dude.
This guy, Go Fake, you cannot give him Mars. If you want to win, you do not give him Mars. And that is the adjustment that I hope to see from Team Drip. Yeah, they drafted Zagman, the hero that he needed. I want to see Big Iron on a hero that can, make some moves, because it feels like Underlord, Mirana, Witch Doctor, even though on paper there's a lot they can do, it felt like there's not a lot they could in that game.
Yeah, it's just so static.
Yeah.
You have theoretically enough counter initiation, but when the initiation is coming from a voice with teeps some ability and enough dispels to get out of the pit combo, you just can't really find any catches.
Yeah, we saw
it's just so difficult.
We saw that pit cause a little bit of issues, but with the BKBs completed and Snoopy Baby, he has so much liberty to play the fight exactly how he wants, because he doesn't even need to be the one to go in first. He has a Bristleback and Mars, which allows him to pick and choose his targets so carefully, and he played that very, very well. So well played to Snoopy Baby. I'm no longer a Snoopy Baby doubter.
Imagine doubting Snoopy.
Imagine doubting Snoopy Baby. Shame on me. But anyways, that's the end of game one. I'm gonna take a short break because I've been holding it for quite a while. We're gonna be back with game